So how's this going with the process of chopping wire now and going through it?
It's a learning curve.
It's still a learning curve. Now, I see you got some ACSR, some EC wire.
Correct.
Your copper, are you just strictly trying to run copper at one point and then your aluminum, or?
Correct, yeah. So you run ACSR on its own, runs through the pre-chopper right here, and then it'll spit out an EC straw and the steel on one end. When we're running insulated aluminums, we'll run it actually through the entire cable box. Okay. You can't get it fully clean just through the pre-chopper.
Right.
And then same thing when you're running coppers, whether you're doing copper or aluminum, you clean the system out and then you start running your new batch.
Okay, you mentioned learning curve. All this time later now, the production of it, is it proven to be a great investment? Is it how would you evaluate the investment and what it's done for your company at this point?
It's been a good investment for us in terms of getting all that value in the insulated wire that you don't normally get.
Right.
And you know, with being on the West Coast, we don't have access to some of the domestic markets that a lot of scrapyards in the United States have access to. So we're all export. And so when like an example, when China puts new regulations in, brings down the values,
right,
every other country is taking advantage of that. And so for us, losing so much dollar value on our insulateds, this has allowed us to kind of recover more.
Can we see the end product?
Yeah, of course. Yeah. The thing about the aluminum, you want to continuously feeding the chopper. You want to have that continuous feed in there, so whenever you lose you get a light end on it, the machine doesn't operate as effectively. Here's our EC chops.
Well, that's beautiful.
Yeah.
That's clean. What percentage recovery are you calling this?
The insulated aluminum.
Well, no, meaning the grade what you're selling. Yeah.
I mean, if you're going to sell us domestically, it has to be pretty much 100% EC. I mean, you're going to have trace amounts of other material, but I don't think it's enough to make a difference. But this is, we try our best to make it as clean as it can be.
This is a beautiful product, John.
That's not bad.
I've seen a lot, but this is really clean.
I appreciate that.
Really clean.
So when you're running the aluminum, all the clean chop will come over here, and then you may have some trace amounts of other product, right? When you're running a bale, find a bale from the dealer or wherever else, there's always gonna be something that can go wrong. So luckily, the way the air density tables work, the sizing tables work, you're able to kind of improve that product. Because most of the time, you won't have a thick copper wire material and an insulated aluminum. It's gonna be a thinner one. And if we do get a thick copper, it comes over here. So you can see it. There's always going to be residual.
So you'll rerun this and it'll separate
Yes,
it?
yes, exactly. With that bag right there, we won't. Now these are fine, so they're a little wet, but this is coming from the third line, the first section. It's where you get your flake and your fine product.
Like the recovery, you're getting everything.
Trying to, then you get the over here. This is still going to be rerun. So it's just fine particulate that the bag house up here, you can see those suction tubes on the air density tables.
Right.
Sucking it up.
But when it's this wet, isn't it a little more difficult to separate, or is it, I don't know.
Yeah, it is.
Okay.
It definitely is. You gotta let it dry out. It'll go to the daily cover. It still has some metallic content.
Yeah.
A few years ago you could still sell it, but today, because of where values are at, it's hard to move. If it's copper, you can still move the copper product, right? So same thing with all this. This can go to another chopping line or downstream line that's more refined than this.
So in your area here, how many other wire choppers are with within 100 miles of you?
Big lines, one.
Okay.
You know, smaller lines are being feeding by hand. Don't know of any.
So what do you call this?
The MTB cable box.
Oh, the MTB. Got it.
Yep. So, you know, obviously, like every other yard, every material has its own bin. It's obviously our stainless, our Zurich, oversized that needs plasma cutting. And we have a specific area for plasma cutting with a air filtration system.
Wow.
And the thing about our shredder, now that we're over here, we can't run our stainless currently with our Dinosaur downstream.
Okay.
So we have to run our stainless separately, and we can't run anything really much bigger than a 1/4 inch. We try not to run too much heavy material through the mill, and any pickups that might be 3/4 ton, 1/2 ton, snip the rear axles out, even sometimes 1/2 ton depending on the size, so, or the brand. It's
It can be productive.
It can be burdensome, but it's productive. Keeps you running. So this is the area where we do all the
Let me ask you
plastic.
this real quick. As I see your piles of unprepared, as winter approaches the Pacific Northwest, how much does your intake decrease?
Anywhere from 10 to 20%, depending on the winter and depending on time of year. You know, last year we had a more of a mild winter. The year before it was a little bit colder, a little bit more snow. And this year it's predicted to be one of the coldest winters we've had in 10 to 15 years, right?
Who knows?
Yeah.
You can't predict weather.
Yeah, exactly. So the dock right there is where we do all of our public and dealer business. So when we buy material, this dock over here is where we do all of our sales transactions, inventorying for ready, you know, finished product, tagged goods. So
This is some crazy stuff right here. What is it?
Stainless.
Well, but it's not a 304.
Can't really tell you right now what the alloy is just by looking at it because it's dirty.
Pretty thick, man.
See it right there. So it's from a lathe. That's what it says on there. But yeah, we'll torch it up and plastic cut, excuse me, and put it on its way. So all the different products that we have, we're not processing our shredded wire right now through the cable box just because there's still going to be some stainless and a
What
little
about
bit of
here?
pieces in there, so.
Now,
Low grade.
Yeah, you would be. This is a number 2, high recovery here.
It's a mixed bag. Some of this may have come from a different dealer, and I'm having to kind of sort through it. You know, we kind of look at what the export market might pay and if it makes sense, because we know what the machine's capable of, and we know what we're capable of. And
Well, you can only process so much. And, you know, you got to, like you said, you got to turn and burn. So you're not going to chop this.
no, sir.
This is a high recovery here. So is this too thick for the turn? What's the? I'm just
Kind of
curious.
depends on. So for us, we try to avoid fibrous materials, which see that material. in there?
Yeah, got it.
So if you're going to run a product that's going to have more insulation in it than just the plastic on the outside, try to avoid it.
Okay.
You can probably imagine why.
Yep.
So
Understood. But you know, again, that's you knowing what it is you can and cannot do with for productivity. You know, efficiency and productivity are two very similar but different. You got to have production, and you want efficiency during you have production. So you got to keep producing, and so you know how to keep your machines and keep your flow, how produce it, which will create the efficiency. So
definitely, yeah. Our crew here knows what they're doing.
heck yeah. The first thing you see when you come in, it's organized. Every spot in this yard has a purpose, and that you see. And what I also see, or what I don't see, is a lot of people running over each other. Therefore, you know that you're running lean and mean here. There's purpose here, and there's absolutely separation that keeps, you know, this place running. I like what I see. You get a lot of water up here, so you see water flows, and you know they got their retention ponds, you got their storm water here. So you see somebody who's involved with doing it right. So that's the first thing. You get that sense pretty quick when you look around. Everything's perfectly black topped. Everything is great. So I like what I see, and I see it not overcrowded. I see a company knowing that it's got produce. I see containers leaving. I see prepared material leaving. I see stuff ready to ship. So they're moving here.
Well, I mean, for us, it's get the material in, handle it efficiently, and keep it moving. You know, be safe with it, be smart with it. You know, we want our employees also to kind of communicate with us of, hey, there's too much coming in. What can we do to slow down flow? You know, we need more of this product, and we lean on them a lot. So we try to cultivate an open culture, right? Open communication, but at the same time, make sure that they know the job's got to get done at the end of the day. And whether if it takes us to get out there and off our butts in the office and get our hands dirty, we're not afraid to do it. You know, we ask them to do something. We're never going to ask someone that works for us to do something that we're not willing to do.
Well, you operated the shear.
The shear, the shredder, the torch. Picked up dog poop my first day of the job. So,
Well, listen, the first piece of equipment I ever operated was a broom. So,
yeah, that's how it works. Trace that tin pile.
absolutely. You know, if I was the metal room, Dad made me sweep, and then he got to use the little magnet. And I always thought if it stuck to something, oh, that's got to be valuable. That I learned the lesson the hard way. My dad feel kind of silly when my dad told me, nope, that's not the case.
Nope, more money when it's not. That's dangerous.
Yeah, I see a lot of people not like this, but you know, kudos to you. You get it, and that's not BS either.
My dad gets it. Justin's dad gets it. Hank and Jamie's dad gets it, and then you know Bird as well. Justin's uncle, George's brother.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, those four taught us what we know, and they never want to do anything if it wasn't done right the first time.